So now to the official Whiskey Wars top 10 whiskeys of the year. No longer just bourbons. I got a mix of all kinds of stuff in here, although mainly bourbons, to be fair. And, you know, I have to say, honestly, I feel like, for me anyway, this was, of, you know, the 4 years I've been doing this, my favorite year in whiskey. I felt like I got some really killer bottles at great prices. And so let's get into them. First off, I do have to mention some honorable mentions. Let's see. This guy didn't quite make the top 10. I know, John, you love this one as well. I will say, as the bottle got lower, it got a little more oaky and a little more tannic, but the Balcones, their rye, their cast strength rye, these picks, just chocolate, so much chocolate, and like dark chocolate. It's not sweet, and it's not for the faint of heart. There's a lot of oak presence in there, but if you're into that, that's a great bottle. So a good runner up there. Now, though, to the official list. Let's see here. Coming in last place, just barely, and all of these were really close. Another Balcones. The cab finished Balcones, which I actually had a great shot get me a backup of. Very happy to have a backup of this one. What a great bottle. It is Cabernet finished blue corn whiskey. It is a bourbon officially, but finished in cab. Great bottle. Love that. You get those grape notes in there with the great oakiness that you get from Texas, and just dark chocolates. And it's like dark chocolate and wine combined. It's good stuff. Next up, let's see. We got the Still Austin cast strength rye. I'm not even going to grab it, but it's that bottle right there, the black label behind me. You guys are familiar with it. You saw how well it did in the blind battle. And actually, when I did them blind second go around, because the Balcones rye got a little more tannic, the Still Austin won. Just a fantastic. I love that Still Austin cast strength rye. What a great rye. I can't say that rye is my favorite category, but it's moving up. It's moving up in my life for sure. Sure, Katie's saying biggest whiskey war surprise and another Balcones. Yeah. Yeah. Hold it now. Number one rye did not make the top. That's right. Yeah. It got more tannic as the bottle went down. So unfortunate. The finish got a little bit too bitter for even me, believe it or not. So still good, just wasn't as balanced in the end as the Still Austin. Yeah, so that's Still Austin, man. If you guys can get that, what an amazing rye. All right, so that was our number 9. Next up, is it this one? Yes, the 21090 pick, and one of many cast strength Still Austins on the list. I think all of the Still Austins, spoiler alert, that I own are on the list. 21090, those guys did a great job with this pick. What a great bottle. I will say, for those of you that are not super into the Texas funk and the super dark notes that you can get in Texas, I think this is very balanced and very approachable for someone that does not really like the Texas stuff. I think you could give this to anybody and they would not know it's from Texas. Very, very easy to drink. Too easy, some would say. All right, so that was our number 8. Let's see here. Next up, believe it or not, the C923 not doing as well as I thought it would initially. I can find the right bottle. Here we go. The C923 ECBP coming in at number 7. Still a great batch. I still say one of my favorite batches, probably of the last 3 years. I think this is still the best ECBP since C920. That's my take. What a great bottle. For those of you that have it, then you know. Yeah, great batch of Lodge Craig Barrel Proof. Really, really enjoyed it. And there was that whole debacle with the laser codes. I think the junkies kind of put that to bed, that there may be differences, but very little. And I think other content creators have kind of come to the similar conclusions. I don't think that there's crazy differences, but nonetheless. Let's see here. We got a few more folks popping in here. AZ in the house. Cheers, buddy. Good to see you, as always. And we got Tommy D, TX, man. Well, again, you know, that 21090 pick, the least Texas of the Texas stuff I own. Kentucky, no, Kentucky was not shut out, but man, slim pickings as far as Kentucky. Let's say hit the likes. Yes, please do that, folks. For the first million. Yeah. All right. Back to the list. Another one not in Kentucky, but also not Texas. Ben doing a fantastic pick with his group. That is the Kings County, their barrel proof pick. And of course, these are not short barrels, small barrels is what I'm after here. I forget. I believe this was a 15-gallon. Ben, if you're around, then you can correct me. I'm probably wrong on that. But what's really interesting about this is it's 80% corn and 20% malt. There's no rye in this at all. So it makes for a really interesting experience. So for any of you that have not had Kings County, these picks are fantastic. In fact, I believe I have another pick coming from Ben, so I can't wait for that. But yeah, Kings County in our 6th spot. Quarter cast. That's probably the right term that I was looking for. Thank you, Sure Kitty. They do small barrels there, which is cool. Gives it more flavor faster. All right, next up, another Still Austin, just with a label that doesn't say Still Austin. So here we go. Pinhook, what a great pick they did. And you know, it's so you don't even realize that it is Still Austin, because it just says collaborative series and Pinhook Street Bourbon Whiskey, aged 4 years. Yeah, you have to read the fine print on the back, and then you find out that it is in fact distilled by Austin, Texas. Yeah, and that's how you know. So yeah, that actually is a Still Austin pick. And yeah, again, I don't know if they're still on, I want to say shared pour or seal box. I can't remember, one of those things. But yeah, great pick there by Pinhook. And that was our 5th spot. And now back to more Texas stuff. No surprise. This bottle here, it actually ended up coming in 4th. I thought it was going to be 3rd. And honestly, the top 4, so freaking close. You know, kind of like rye. Single malts are still not my favorite category. It's still bourbon. Bourbon is still my love. But this Balcones peated single malt, what an amazing bottle. I mean, I think if you are into peated single malts, regardless of country they're coming from, I think you're going to enjoy this. There's really nothing Texas about it. I don't get any Texas funk on this, but just great bottle. As you can see, it's 2/3 the way gone. And I got a backup as well. For those of you that have both batches, Great Shot and John, that is the first batch, the first bottle that I got. That's the one that made the top 4. The second batch I enjoyed, but I didn't enjoy as much, which I've kind of hinted at before. But yeah, that Balcones peated, what an amazing bottle. And again, all of you peated single malt guys out there, I think it's worth trying. Yeah, they're very reasonable and cast strength. So yeah, very cool. All right, that's our 4th. Number 3, this is where it got so freaking close. I'll just set the top 3 here. This is the October Nancy pick. And really, these top 3, it could have went any day of the week, could have changed it. So that's the October coming in 3rd. The April Nancy pick coming in 2nd. And these two, not similar profile, but similar in greatness. Wow. Still Austin, just across the board, doing amazing things. I mean, how could they not with Nancy at the helm? And of course, she hand selects these. So just the best stuff that they have. If you guys can get your hands on these, I cannot talk them up enough. They are killer. They're like $90 and just absolutely amazing bottles of whiskey. That again, like I said, started this video off with, I think this has been my best whiskey year yet. For me anyway. Yeah, I got some really great bottles thanks to a lot of really great people in this community. So I can't thank you all enough. And that is true of the last bottle as well. Our number one spot, the little $60 bottle. One of the cheapest bottles in the list. This Rebecca Creek Spanish Oak is just so dang good. And that all three of these are really close, and they could probably be swapped around, these top three. But when you consider the price and availability, this bottle is number one. Like it's just the best damn thing on the market right now, I think. I love this bottle so much. And what's amazing is this isn't even my favorite one. My favorite one is gone. Yeah, it's empty. But this barrel here was even better. And still, even with this one, which is still very good, but not as good, it still was, went back and forth between 1, 2, and 3 when I was blinding these things. Yeah, just so good. Yeah, so that's my list, folks. There's my top 3 right there in order, 1, 2, 3. And yeah. I think most of you can probably get your hands on these. These are probably a little easier to come by. I know they're kind of mainly just in Texas, but I mean, this you have to get at the distillery, so that makes it very limited. These are a little more accessible. And if you know a guy, then that helps. And thank you to everybody that helped me get all of these bottles, because almost every single bottle on this list came from some other state. So thank you to this great community more than anything. Because honestly, this list would not have happened without you guys. So, just the best damn community on YouTube. There's no doubt about it.